What if I told you there's a place in Michigan where the whispers of lost souls echo in the darkness and shadows move even when no one is there? Would you dare to visit? Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 haunted places in Michigan, a state full of eerie locations where the paranormal is said to lurk just out of sight. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, these chilling stories will send shivers down your spine. Stay with us till the end, because the most terrifying location, the one with countless documented ghost sightings and unexplainable events, awaits at number 1. Let's dive into the spooky world of Michigan's haunted history. Starting at number 10, we have Hell's Bridge, located near Rockford. The name alone is enough to give you goosebumps, but the legend behind it is even more terrifying. It's said that in the 1800s, a man named Elias Frisk lured children to this spot and committed unspeakable acts. When he was caught, the townsfolk threw him into the nearby river, where he drowned. Visitors to the bridge have reported hearing children's laughter, cries, and even the sound of chains dragging along the ground. Some claim to see shadowy figures on the bridge at night. Whether it's the chilling history or the paranormal experiences, Hell's Bridge is a spot that will make your skin crawl. At number 9, we visit the Whitney, a historic mansion in Detroit that was once the home of lumber baron David Whitney Jr. This grand building is now a fine dining restaurant, but many believe it's also home to several spirits. Employees and guests have reported unexplained footsteps, lights flickering, and objects moving on their own. The grand staircase is said to be a hot spot for activity, with some claiming to feel a cold hand on their shoulder. David Whitney himself is rumored to still wander the halls, ensuring his beloved home remains in good hands. Dining here might leave you with more than just a full stomach. It could also leave you with a ghost story to tell. Number 8 takes us to Traverse City's Old State Hospital, a former asylum with a dark and troubled past. Built in the late 19th century, this sprawling complex housed patients who endured outdated and often cruel treatments. Today, many of the buildings are abandoned, and visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and even screams. Shadowy figures are said to dart through the empty hallways, and some have claimed to feel an overwhelming sense of sadness or unease while exploring the grounds. The haunted reputation of this location has made it a popular spot for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike. Sliding into number 7, we have the Landmark Inn in Marquette. This historic hotel has a long history of paranormal activity, with the most famous story involving the Lilac Room. According to legend, a young woman who was waiting for her sailor fiancé to return from sea hanged herself in the room when she learned of his death. Guests who stay in the Lilac Room report the scent of lilacs in the air, even when there are no flowers around. Others have heard soft crying or seen a woman in a long dress standing at the window. If you're looking for a cozy yet ghostly place to stay, the Landmark Inn might be for you. Number 6 takes us to the Paulding Light near Watersmeet. This mysterious phenomenon has baffled locals and visitors for decades. On certain nights, a strange, glowing light appears in the forest, moving back and forth as if it has a mind of its own. Some believe it's the ghost of a railroad worker who was killed on the tracks, carrying his lantern in the afterlife. Others think it might be Native American spirits. Scientists have tried to explain the light as car headlights in the distance, but the phenomenon remains unexplained for many. Watching the Paulding Light flicker in the dark woods is an experience that feels both mesmerizing and otherworldly. At number 5, we find Eloise Asylum, located in Westland. This massive complex once housed thousands of patients and has a grim history of overcrowding, harsh treatments, and untimely deaths. Today, much of the asylum is in ruins, but paranormal investigators claim it's one of the most active locations in Michigan. People have reported hearing faint whispers, seeing apparitions in hospital gowns, and feeling sudden cold spots in the air. The eerie atmosphere of Eloise Asylum is enough to give even the bravest visitors a sense of dread. Moving on to number 4, we have Solchoy Point Lighthouse in Gulliver. This picturesque lighthouse might look peaceful during the day, but after sunset, it's said to come alive with ghostly activity. The most famous spirit is that of Captain Joseph Willie Townsend, a former lighthouse keeper who loved cigars. Visitors often smell cigar smoke in the lighthouse, even though no one is smoking. Some have also reported seeing a man in old-fashioned clothing standing at the top of the tower, gazing out at the water. The haunting tales of this lighthouse make it a must-visit for ghost hunters and history buffs alike. At number 3, we venture into the depths of the Michigan Bell Telephone Company building in Grand Rapids. Before it was an office building, this site was the location of a mansion where a tragic murder-suicide took place. The couple who lived there, Warren and Virginia Randall, are said to still haunt the building. Employees have reported hearing doors slam, footsteps in empty hallways, and even seeing shadowy figures. Some believe Virginia's restless spirit is trying to tell her side of the story, while others think Warren is still filled with anger from the events of his life. Number 2 brings us to Cheney Cemetery, near Grayling. This abandoned cemetery is all that remains of a once thriving logging town that was wiped out by disease in the late 1800s. Locals call it the Witches' Cemetery due to the legends of a witch who cursed the town. Visitors to the cemetery report seeing ghostly apparitions, hearing children's laughter, and feeling an inexplicable sense of dread. The overgrown graves and eerie silence of Cheney Cemetery make it a place that feels like it's straight out of a horror movie. Finally, we arrive at number 1, the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. This luxurious hotel may be a favorite vacation spot, but it's also considered one of the most haunted places in Michigan. Guests and staff have reported seeing a woman in Victorian clothing wandering the halls, believed to be a former guest who never left. The Grand Hotel was built on the site of military fort, and some claim to have seen the spirits of soldiers marching across the property. There are also reports of lights turning on and off, objects moving on their own, and faint piano music playing in empty rooms. The combination of historical elegance and ghostly tales makes the Grand Hotel a destination like no other. So there you have it, the top 10 haunted places in Michigan, each with its own chilling history and spine-tingling stories. Which one would you dare to visit first? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, press the bell icon, and subscribe to our channel for more spooky and intriguing content. See you in the next adventure, if you're brave enough